On this episode of Whether or Not, Allie takes a look at where people get their weather forecasts from before the day begins. Our Nature in the News dives into current issues plaguing Florida's waterways. And Ann has an update on our rainy weekend outlook. Whether or Not starts right now. Welcome to Whether or Not. I'm your host, Drew Narsutis.
And I'm your forecaster, Ann Rodden.
Well, Ann, it has been quite a wonderful week. Really seasonable temperatures, right about the average of about 70 degrees, and been feeling really nice lately, I must say.
It's finally feeling like fall again. And it's been pretty dry this past couple of days, but that changes later on into the weekend. I'll have more details on that with game day impacts with that rain later in my forecast.
Sounds really good. All right, let's go on to our Nature in the News.
President Eric Barron recently launched his initiative to collect knowledge to further position Pennsylvania as a world energy leader. The Marcellus Center for Outreach and Research, also known as MCOR, formed in August of 2010 as an education, research, and outreach initiative. Andrew Nyblade, the professor of geosciences, had been named the co-director of Penn State's MCOR. MCOR's mission is to pursue science-based research and outreach with the goal of understanding both the resources as well as the environmental, economic, and social challenges posed by exploration and development. Nyblade's primary objective and new role will be to strengthen the center's research initiatives to address gaps in scientific knowledge surrounding the Marcellus Shale development.
On September 16th, the United States Senate overwhelmingly approved a nearly $2 billion measure to combat the toxic algae blooms that have devastated Florida's waterways in the last few years. This will go down as the single biggest Everglades restoration project ever. It includes a series of engineering projects designed to collect water from Lake Okeechobee to the north and channel it south to nourish the Everglade wetlands. The Everglades are in need of fresh water because housing and agricultural development have already destroyed more than half of the Everglades, transforming the region and diverting its natural water flow in recent years. The diverted water, often laced with nutrients and from fertilizers, is thought to be the culprit of these toxic algal blooms in Florida waterways and beaches. With this new project, we can hope that some relief for the currently polluted and stagnant waters of the Everglades is just around the corner.
Elon Musk has made plans to get people to Mars with a large rocket. For years, Mr. Musk, the billionaire founder of SpaceX rocket company, has been offering hints and teases of his desire to colonize the big red planet. In talk on Tuesday at the International Astronautical Congress, Mr. Musk finally provided engineering details, optimistic timelines, and a descriptive video. Mr. Musk estimated it would cost $10 billion to develop the rocket, and he said the first passengers to Mars could take off as early as 2024. Each of the SpaceX vehicles could take on 100 passengers the journey to Mars, with trips planned every 26 months when Earth and Mars pass close to each other. Tickets per person might cost $500,000 at first and drop to about a third of that later on. A pretty hefty ticket for a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
This year saw yet another dramatic loss of sea ice in the Arctic Ocean, with levels at the second lowest in recorded history. When you hear this, you think of the iconic picture of the polar bear stranded on a chunk of ice. But what many forget is that other animals and even plants are feeling these changes in the far north as well. Ice is used by animals and plants as transportation corridors through the vast polar regions. The loss of these corridors has forced Arctic animals to find longer alternative routes or swim instead of walk, which can affect their long-term survival. Interestingly enough, unlike animals, Arctic plants are benefiting from the extra sunlight penetrating the new open waters. If this trend continues, Arctic animals might even need to choose to remain on individual islands. This could cause the island's animals to change their former behavior, similar to Darwin's findings with the Galapagos finches. How these changes will manifest in the long term is uncertain, but as the global average temperature continues to rise, the North may be in for some really big changes.
Hello, I'm Rodden with your exclusive whether or not forecast. A wet weekend ahead for us here in central Pennsylvania. The bulk of the rain for us will be on Friday. Showers going to linger on throughout the day on into the night. It will be a windy one for us here in central Pennsylvania. The low just to our southwest of us right now. We're wrapping around that moisture from the east coast. We are going to see those showers continue on into the night on Friday night, but heading on into Saturday, we are cloudy conditions for here in Pennsylvania. The chance of showers does remain for us here, so we cannot rule out a shower or two. The rain will be lighter than it would be on Friday, but just make sure you have plans for that, alternative plans for your tailgating for the game against Wisconsin on Saturday. Heading on into Sunday, the high pressure kicks out the rain, so we're just under pleasant conditions here. Partly cloudy skies, a mix of clouds and sun for Sunday. A beautiful end to your weekend. Talking digits here, a high of 62 degrees on Friday, a windy one, so it will be feel a little bit chillier, especially coupled with that rain. That rain does continue on into Friday night, a low of 55 degrees for Friday night. Heading on into your football weekend kickoff forecast, we are expecting a high of 67 degrees by 3:30 against Wisconsin, so that will affect your tailgating and any plans you have for the game. Just bring a parka or whatever you want just to be safe out there. It will be cloudy, but we cannot again rule out that shower or two passing on through us over Beaver Stadium. Saturday night, that chance of showers moves out of the way, so we are under partly cloudy skies, a low of 55 degrees. And your high for Sunday, just shy of 70 degrees, a high of 68, with a beautiful mix of clouds and sun. So just to recap, the rain will affect us it will affect us on Friday into Friday night. Heavy rain for us here in central Pennsylvania, a windy one. The rain does continue potentially on into Saturday. Will be cloudy, and for Sunday, a beautiful end to your weekend. So now here is Debicki with your feature.
The first day of autumn began last Thursday, September 22nd, and it already has significantly altered the Penn State students' appearance on campus. Young adults can't wait to break out some of autumn's most comfortable clothing trends.
I really like seeing the leaves change color, and I like how it's warm during the day and cool at night, where you can just put like a hood on and be cozy.
Well, I really enjoy wearing flannels and also boots because they're just so fashionable in the fall.
We're outside, something like this, shorts and a long sleeve shirt is probably my most comfortable thing to wear and my favorite weather to walk around in.
Definitely cardigans and like light jackets. It's like fun to layer, but because the temperatures change from morning to midday, it's pretty hot out around 3, but now it's kind of chilly, especially in the shade.
Can't beat a nice
I'd
scarf.
definitely say my favorite parts of fall are the cooler weather and definitely pumpkin patches and warm sweaters.
As students are getting accustomed to an autumn atmosphere, they still look to weather experts for the final say on clothing opinions during fall months. As fall is a transition period between warm summer and freezing winter, clothing options tend to vary daily due to the uncertainty in temperature forecasts. State College alone has recently experienced a huge shift in temperatures, where they dropped off from the hot and humid 80s to the now comfortable 60s and 70s. Weather consumers look at multiple media platforms to grab knowledge and put it into what kind of clothes they should wear daily, and Penn State students are no exception. Do busy millennials have the opportunity to watch the news to get their weather information, or do they rely solely on the on-the-go option?
I took this question to Penn State's campus to see what people had in mind.
Normally when I wake up every morning, I look at the automated weather app on my phone to see what it's going to be like throughout the day and like the different hourly temperatures.
Normally I just look at a weather app just to look at the current conditions, just to see the temperature and if it's raining or not.
I usually look at either the National Weather Service, AccuWeather, weather.com, pretty much anywhere, iPhone app.
Yeah, it depends. Mostly the default app on my phone, but I'll check a website as well from time to time to be really accurate, especially if I'm trying to plan in advance.
Yeah.
Pretty similar, but I usually use like an app that I just downloaded. It's like probably like a random branded app. I don't know.
Well, definitely when I'm on the go, if I'm leaving, I'll look at the TV really quick, but mostly on my iPhone app, the standard weather app that comes in your iPhone. It's a quick look and it's easy.
It goes to show that college students rely on several different platforms for their weather needs. A recent study conducted by 535's head chief culture writer Walt Hickey showing that a whopping 23.2% of consumers look to a default weather app provided on their phones. Hickey concluded that a significantly higher percentile of young adults, ages 18 to 27 years old, would rather check their smartphones for weather information in all seasons than looking to the local news. Technology today has the ability to connect the minds of a multitude of ages to a computer at all times, and this is the smartphone. Phone companies have created competition within the weather industry for viewers across America. These results are trending similarly to what the students look to with their busy schedules and college lifestyles. Slowly, weathercasts have had to switch gears to accommodate youthful eyes across the United States, and it will continue to change in years to come.
Fall unleashes people's love for apple picking, sweaters, and uncertainty when it comes to temperature. Students will always be looking for the most reliable on-the-go source when it comes to weather and technology, whether the meteorological industry is on board or not. For Weather or Not, I'm Allie Debicki.
Well, thanks for sticking with us here on Weather or Not. Just a weekend recap for you. Here we have Friday, the chance of showers, a windy day here in central Pennsylvania, high of 62 degrees, so it will be a little bit chillier, especially with that wind. It will feel a little bit cooler on Friday, dipping down to 55 on into Saturday. Mostly cloudy for Saturday, but we cannot rule out again a shower or two for your game day, so it will affect your tailgating and your plans on Saturday. Sunday, though, a beautiful end to your weekend, a high of 68, more seasonable temperatures, and a beautiful mix of cloud and sun. Your extended forecast for next week, we will have just seasonable temperatures again, so it will be pleasant throughout the week. We are having conditions either cloudy or partly cloudy all throughout next week, so rain is not in the forecast just yet. But we are dipping down just a tad bit on Monday, but that will increase again on Friday.
Well, thank you, Ann, for that wonderful forecast. Hopefully those pesky showers will be kept at bay during game time this weekend.
Yes, it will be cloudy for most of the day, but we cannot rule out a shower or two. Well, now it's time for the Weather Whiz Quiz question.
Earlier in the show, we asked, State College's single rainiest day was on September 18th of 2004. Exactly how much rain fell? Was it A, 5.05 inches, B, or 6.57 inches, C, 8.09 inches, or D, 10.11 inches? If you chose A, then you're correct. This daily rainfall record was set in the remnants of Hurricane Ivan passed by.
Yeah, actually, in the more recent history, we actually, here at State College, got a more heavy rainfall event in one day. We got about 3.42 inches back in August.
Wow,
so
that's quite a lot of precipitation. Hopefully we'll be seeing some of that this weekend, which will help out those fall colors, which are looking a little bit drab at this point.
Yeah, the leaves are not changing quite yet, but hopefully this rainfall will make them bloom into that gorgeous different colors here in central Pennsylvania.
That would be very good. Anyway, that is all the time we have for this week on Weather or Not. I'm your host, Narsutis.
And I'm your forecaster, Ann Rodden. Have a fantastic weekend.